Keeping on the theme of cars, if I say Dave, we think of Jeremy Clarkson. If we think of Jeremy Clarkson, we think of the Stig. And the Stig is interesting because our next guest is very similar to the Stig, because I am sure that there's more than one of them. Because he is a serial blogger, he talks at conferences, he organizes conferences, writes articles in the real world and in the digital world. But actually there is only one of him, which is very good because he's here tonight. And I'd like to give a warm welcome, please, to Nico Macdonald.
Thank you very much. I am going to defend Bentley, although not ostensibly in my talk. I wrote in an article recently on Spiked Online that when we are rude about and dismissive of automotive, we dismiss the skills and the wonderful ingenuity and engineering that goes into the transport industry, and that's to do humanity down. And that's the theme of my Pechachka, as I've been told to pronounce it this evening. We are often down about our fellow humans in the noughties, as we can still call it. The reality is that we see people as being a problem, something to be re-engineered or fixed, and I think we should reappraise this. Humans can be inquiring. This is a picture from Flickr by Platinum Blonde Life. We look into things, we're intrigued, we seek to understand. We're also smart. We're able to understand things. We're able to understand amazing things. We're able to explain and discover new things. These are four of my friends, all guys, I'm afraid. Corey, Bill, Tom, and Matt, photographed by Matt Locke, also from Flickr. Matt Locke, a very talented, creative photographer. We're creative. This is not one of my friends, but photographed by one of my friends, Ben, who is a software engineer, and this is an award from BAFTA for creative work in interactive online experiences. We're able to do new and surprising and pleasing things with skills and with what we have around us. We make more with less. We're logical. This is an image from my colleague Paul Downey, who works at BT, looking at terminal interfaces and processing. We're able to think through complex problems. We're able to describe those complex solutions to other people. We're lateral thinking. This is a picture people will probably recognize, someone who's more than 50 years old at least, Edward de Bono. We can work around challenges in surprising ways, a designerly characteristic if ever there were one. We can do things that surprise people who think there are limits to what we can do with material in the world, the quality of our life, our living standards. We are insightful. This is a picture by this gentleman on the left, Matt Jones, who worked at Doppler, if any Web 2.0 geeks are in tonight, and Martin Wattenberg at IBM's research facility in Cambridge, Mass. Wattenberg is a visualizer of complex information. He delivers insights. He helps us perceive the obvious in the unobvious. And he helps us with challenges and is wise in giving advice about these things. And we're problem solving. This is an image by Quiplash, not someone I know, also from Flickr. These are scientists researching the SARS virus at the time of the epidemic 3 or 4 years ago. Oh, fortunately not an epidemic because of them. We're problem solving, but we also want to take the problems that we've solved and transform the world. This is a picture from the Library of Congress, also on Flickr, of a riveter taken during the Second World War from the famous series of images of workers in the war industries. We want to turn our understanding into things that improve people's lives. We're loving. I also have a picture of some of my family, at least. The woman on the right is not my mother. We're loving. We care for people, often in surprising ways, often for no reason that we can explain. We're selfless. This is from Emma and Lorenzo Wood, also on Flickr, friends of mine and their son, Alexander. We do things for others and for humanity. We make sacrifices, often for no clear benefit. And I'm very struck by the way in which people are prepared to make sacrifices around themes David Kester picked up on, environmentalism, sustainability, climate change, and actually often for reasons it's hard to understand and for benefits it's hard to see. We're empathetic. We're able to look at people's position and put ourselves in their shoes. This is a designerly quality, if ever there were one. This is Hannah Redler, who works at the Science Museum, also taken by Matt Locke. We're trusting. We take people at face value. We give the benefit of the doubt to people. We believe that if we trust other people, they will live up to our expectations of them. This is a picture of the daughter of my friends Meryl and Lenny, who live on Jersey. We're passionate, we're enthusiastic, we're driven, and we're committed. We're keen to communicate, to persuade. This is my friend Claire Fox, who runs something called the Institute of Ideas, who you'll have seen on Question Time and perhaps heard on the Moral Maze, all you Radio 4 listeners out there. She is someone who is one of the most passionate people I know about communicating her understanding of the world. But she's also engaged in trying to persuade people. This is a picture of Richard and Ryan from Beja Floor, not someone I know on Flickr. We humans get deep into problems. We try and understand things which are complicated. We immerse ourselves. We explore things. We engage. This is a picture that's more than 50 years old. It doesn't need much explaining, but it's connected with a letter from Anne Frank and her aspirations to be a Hollywood movie star, a fine aspiration. Humans want to be better than they are. They want to imagine being better, not just themselves, but other people being better than they are. And in order to do that, they are often entrepreneurial. This is my friend Keith Tier, taken by Mike Butcher, technology writer. We're entrepreneurial. Humans work out how to put things into action, how to enthuse people, how to organize things. That's how you transform the world. But they're also leaderly. You don't just need to organize, you need to take things forward. Gordon Brown may or may not be leaderly, but we certainly need leaders. This is a picture taken by my friend James Hartfield at the recent Nesta Innovation Edge conference at the Royal Festival Hall. And they're inspiring. Next picture is my friend James Woodhousen in earlier years, taken by his dad, Lewis Woodhousen. Lewis himself was an inspiring graphic and communication designer, involved in the early days of the pre-CSD, the Society of Industrial Artists and Designers. Humans are inspiring. They inspire people to be the things that I've talked about. On the other hand, sometimes, and particularly today, we're often misanthropic. This is, in fact, a characteristic of our humanness. It's an attempt to try and explain the world. It's an attempt to try and act on the world. It's an attempt to try and persuade people of how we might proceed. This is something which I think we need to challenge. And having listened to my 19 characteristics of humanness, I hope you couldn't be anything but inspired by our fellow humans. Thank you.